Hello, it's Attorney Mike Gravel coming to you from Chicago. As usual, we've got fun clips. I have to thank, who? Marion, Rocky, somebody else. Probably part of this is Natalie's fault, let's be honest. Oh, Kristen. Good stuff. Let's do it, shall we?
All right, we're all set. All we need now are some lawyers.
Ms. Moore, good morning to you. Ms. Moore, were you in the courtroom this morning when the video containing your constitutional trial rights was played?
No.
I can't hear you.
No.
No?
No.
Deputy, was Ms. Moore in the courtroom when the video was played this morning?
Yes, Your Honor. She was also here yesterday.
All right. So, Ms. Moore, do you understand the rights that were contained in that video that you saw this morning?
Yeah.
Do you have any, did you have sufficient time to speak with Mr. Hartzell, your attorney this morning?
Yes, speak up now.
No.
So, Ms. Moore, it sounds like we're having some difficulty this morning. Do you want me to continue this case and we'll rehear
And by we, I mean you.
it another day?
I mean, you got indigestion or something?
All right. So, Ms. Moore, first of all, Mr. Hartzell, have you had any difficulty in communicating with Ms. Moore about this case at all?
Yes, Judge, we did have a bit of difficulty in speaking this morning. We did review the matter together, but if she's not remembering that we had done so, then that itself is an issue.
No doubt about that. All right, Ms. Moore, we'll have this case heard Monday morning. You'll be held on a no bail hold until then. You're not in the right state of mind to have this case heard this morning. Thank you.
And we'll take up People versus Todd Futrell. That is file 91 of 2023. Mr. Johnson is here on behalf of Mr. Futrell. And this is the date for a bond hearing. Mr. Johnson, what is your client's response to the bond violation?
Your Honor, he understands that he fell short of his the court's expectations. He admits that he missed some tests.
Yeah, he did.
And did try and circumvent testing. He indicates the reason behind this is he has used marijuana for his adult life for anxiety, and this case has caused a lot of anxiety. And so his concern was testing positive for marijuana. I have let him know that missing tests and trying to circumvent tests is probably far worse than testing positive for marijuana. I've also indicated to him that if he were able to get a medical card, that's certainly something the court takes into consideration as to bond and or probation conditions. So he understands the severity of what he's done. He does have a plan going forward as to how he can be successful on bond. He does have money available to pay for testing. He indicates he can get by without using marijuana, has for the last 16 days while he's been in isolation in jail. So, Your Honor, I think we have a sober Mr. Futrell at this point, and I think that continuing to test while letting him back out on bond will show whether or not Mr. Futrell is able to curb his behavior.
Who doesn't like a good, sober Mr. Futrell?
In a way that is going to make the court confident and the public confident that he's not any sort of public safety risk. On top of that, I would note, as far as public safety risk goes, that he did refuse his chemical test, and that did result in a license suspension that he is currently under. So he is unable to drive at this time, given the fact that he does not have that license. There may be some defenses that he has to a new driving on a suspended case as to whether or not he had the requisite intent and knowledge that his license was in fact suspended when that happened. But the bottom line is the refusal leads to a license suspension, and there's really not a whole lot we can do about that at this point in time. So, Your Honor, we would be asking that the court consider reinstating bond in this case, as well as modifying his driving on a suspended case to a personal bond. That was given at, I think, a $2,500 10% bond to make sure he was getting credit while he was sitting on this. But I think that Mr. Futrell understands the severity of missing tests and trying to mess with tests. And I don't think that's going to be an issue going forward. That being said, as soon as it is an issue, I can ensure Mr. Futrell that he's going to be held without bond until the culmination of his case, be that a trial, a plea, or whatever that might be.
Didn't know y'all stink. Okay, that's just my opinion.
All right, Mr. Futrell, do you know why we have to have somebody observe you pee in order to make sure we're getting an actual sample? Do you know why everybody that tests has to be observed?
Yes, I understand.
That humiliation because of cheaters like you.
I understand that. I apologize.
All right. So the allegation is the defendant had a bottle of urine with him and somehow used that to try to cheat the test. The defendant scored out a 7 on the praxis. He's got a history of violent convictions, has only resided less than a year at his current residence. He's got a list of convictions that had to be put on a separate, two separate sheets of paper. He's charged as a habitual offender. He was fleeing police. The habitual offender makes it a life offense for all those reasons. And the defendant obviously trying to cheat the court on the testing. I'm denying, I'm canceling the $20,000 cash or surety bond at this time. I'll raise that to $50,000 cash or surety. And same conditions if he's able to post that. Thank you.
Crazy. Holy wow. That's messed up.
So in each one of those citations, I will find that you are guilty based on your plea of guilty. On the failure to maintain financial
Yes, Judge Hamilton is always, and I mean always, a vibe.
responsibility. Second, I'll assess a fine and court cost of $733. On the driving with an invalid license, I'll assess a fine and court cost of $469. On the no seatbelt passenger, I'll assess a fine and court cost of $234. I will give you $150 jail credit on each one of those offenses and release you on those 3 to report here at municipal court no later than 2 p.m. on the first business day following your release. Now, on the KPS, based on what you've told me, I will find that you did have the ability to make the payment. You failed to make a good faith effort to resolve it, and I will remand you to the Chief of Police of City of Amarillo until your fines and costs are paid in full. Give you 1 day jail credit. You owe $265. If you can get that paid, you're free to go today. Otherwise, you'll be in jail a couple more days. Good luck. Booker, don't sit down. Yeah, Booker, come on up.
Time to go, dummy.
Miss Booker, it looks like you used to have an address on Mississippi. What happened to that?
That's Mississippi.
Yeah, it said you used to live on South Mississippi.
No, I was the 200 South Tyler Street, man.
Could you imagine dealing with this all day, every day?
They have your address. Do they have you registered there?
Yes.
You've gone there and you registered so you can get mail there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if I called over there, they'd know who you are.
Yes, it's on my ID.
Oh, good deal. I love that. Okay. So, Ms. Booker, you got charged yesterday with crossing between the intersection where it's prohibited. How do you...
What that mean?
Huh?
I don't know what that mean.
That means you were out in the middle of the street and you weren't supposed to be.
Oh, I walk across the street.
I'm gonna translate this complex statute for you here.
Over there on Northeast Amarillo Boulevard. That's a busy street. You need to be at those crosswalks. They said you weren't at an intersection or a crosswalk. That area is dark and you were hard to see and causing a traffic hazard. You were transported to the jail then. So you can't, we got a lot of people who are just out in the middle of the street and it's scaring all of us driving around. We don't want to hit anybody, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you got to be careful and only cross the street at the crosswalks, right?
Ma'am.
Okay. So that's what they charged you with. How do you want to handle that? You can plead not guilty, no contest, or guilty.
What does no contest mean?
No contest means you're just not going to admit it, but you're not going to plead not guilty. So I can just go ahead based on your plea of no contest and find you guilty. Ms. Booker, I will tell you you'll be time served if you plead guilty or no contest.
I'm going to plead guilty. Guilty.
Guilty? Okay. So Ms. Booker, just remember to be safer out there. We want you to be safe, okay?
Ma'am.
Okay, good luck. You can go.
She is.
Nathan Bryant?
She is, but she has a breaking point. It's fun.
Hi, Mr. Bryant. Looks like back in July, you pled no contest, no driver's license, and no insurance. Did you set up a payment plan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what happened?
I failed to make my payments.
And why didn't you come back and see us?
I was down there in Dallas at the time. I forgot all about the date.
But see, this is Zoom. We'll talk to you anywhere you are. You could
He was busy turning water into wine.
have come in and set up a virtual court. What were you doing in Dallas? Were you working?
Yes, ma'am. I was down there clearing some property for somebody.
Okay. How long did you stay in Dallas?
Just a couple weeks.
Okay, so you could have come back and talked to the court.
Okay.
Would you agree with me you didn't make a good faith effort to resolve your fines and court costs?
Yes, I agree with you.
Okay. Okay, so you owe $690. I'm going to give you $300 credit. Your balance is going to be $390, sir. I'm going to remand you to chief police the city and Amarillo until those fines and costs are paid in full. You get $150 day jail credit. Gave you 2 days credit. So,
I will give that guy credit. There was no BS in this performance. Yeah, I did it. I didn't pay it. I'm wrong. What are the consequences?
if you can pay the $390, you're just free to go. Otherwise, you'll have about 3 more days. Okay?
Thank you.
Good luck. Vanessa Chavez? Why do I have 2 different names for you, Miss Chavez? Come up.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm Veronica Chavez, the business
Who's
board.
the tallest midget?
I can't hear you. Come up.
I'm Veronica Chavez. There's no Vanessa. I'm Veronica. That's why I said I'm not even supposed to be locked up because I went to the hospital last night.
No, you've got 2 different charges. So do you have a G?
Judge, you see, I'm not supposed to be locked up. Maybe not. Well, we'll get to that here, but the fact of the matter is, you're locked up.
MC Yukon?
No, I'm not. I don't have a car. I don't have anything right now.
Did you have a GMC Yukon? Were you driving one on February 5th?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So, Maria, how do we know that this is Veronica?
Similar DL info, as well as Randall also has her aliased.
Oh, they do?
Nothing
Yes,
gets
ma'am.
by you guys.
Okay. You don't have a sister or anybody named Vanessa, do you?
I have a twin sister named Vanessa Chavez.
You do?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a twin, and I don't know what I'm saying. I just went to my judge dropped my charges, so I have nothing. I don't know why I'm here. I went
No,
to the
you do have charges. You're here on you're here on a public intox.
Oh yeah, that one. That's the only one. That I'm here for the public intox is from that side. This one is the
Oh, those charges. Oh.
possession of paraphernalia. They already dropped that one, and I'm waiting.
I'm not talking to you about. Okay, go sit down. We'll talk later. Go sit down. I'll talk to you when we're done with everybody else.
Have a seat.
Anthony Courier.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi, Mr. Courier. You've got from May 22nd of 2023 a possession of drug paraphernalia. You pled not guilty on May 24th. And
Yes, Your Honor.
you also had a walking on a highway with traffic.
That there was no sidewalk right there because I just left my mother's cleaning her house. There's no sidewalk on that street, so it's kind of rude to walk in front of the other residents' grass where they've been trying to grow it for years. I threw the trash away, and that's when the officer saw me eating an ice cream in the middle of the street. Because where I live with my mother.
Okay, wait. It's not that I don't want to hear the story. It's just that I might not need to right now because this is not.
And also that I don't want to hear it.
Your trial date. Let me ask you a question. On May 24th, were you in jail?
Yes, ma'am. I was in jail. I got arrested that night, and I spent 11 days in jail in Randall County.
They arrested you on May 22nd. You pled not guilty to our charges on May 24th. And then you spent more time?
Yes, ma'am. I spent 11 days all together in Randall County, and then I got admitted to the hospital.
Okay, wait. What was the other charge you had in Randall County?
They charged me with paraphernalia charge and then walking in the middle of a highway.
That's our charges, but why were you still in the why were you still in jail?
For I got charged with assaulting a peace officer, evading arrest, attempted evading arrest while incarcerated, and all this. But the DA dropped those charges, so I figured these ones will drop too. But when I went to court,
different jurisdiction.
That's what my attorney told me. Is that it's different. So he was supposed to give me time.
Yeah. See, that prosecutor can't drop the charges from another county.
I'm served on those, ma'am. But I've been low key.
Wait. You're kind of like Miss Chavez. You're getting ahead of me. Okay, so just slow down. We're gonna get it all figured out.
All right, thank you.
So it does look like you have
it's a big mess right now.
There's an evading arrest and a resisting. You still have charges pending.
How do
with Dallas McKibben as your lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
we were actually lawsuit against APD for the assault and battery on me. And then
okay. We're not here on that. I'm just telling you that those cases are still pending. The evading.
Yeah, stop talking about your case, please.
Arrest and a resisting arrest, both Class A misdemeanors from 5/22. Those are still pending.
He bonded on them, Judge.
I know.
Yeah.
I got the original documents showing that the DA dropped all those charges due to.
I'm just looking at the clerk's file. So, So here's the deal on all of your charges, even this bicycle with no white front light. Okay, wait. Yeah. Let me finish what I'm saying, and then you can respond. Okay, your time served on those.
Thank you.
Just let me finish. Okay, you would be time served, but you have not entered a plea. Now let me finish. Okay. On the possession of drug paraphernalia and the walking on the highway with traffic. Sorry?
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No contest.
Okay.
I think that's
you don't want to hire a lawyer. You don't want to have a trial. You want to just plead no contest? I'm asking.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're not hiring a lawyer on that. You're not having a trial. You understand if you plead no contest, I will find you guilty. I will assess fines and court costs, but you will be time served.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I will do exactly what we just talked about on both of those. And then on the bicycle with no white front light, what do you want to do?
I actually had the light. I dropped it right there. And when I bent down to pick it up, that's when the officer pulled me over just now, that time. I had the light. No, not guilty.
I'm pulling for a jury on this bike with no light charge.
Or no contest, Your Honor.
No contest means I would find you guilty of a
Not guilty or in the alternative, no contest. It's delicious.
That's fine and court cost of $210, and I would time serve you. If you plead not guilty, I will set a bond on your case. You will have to come to court.
No contest, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Courier. You're free to leave.
So all those charges are time served, correct?
That's correct. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a blessed day, man.
You too. Okay, so Mr. Fernandez, you're obviously time served on your capias. Let me get those put away.
Yes, sir.
Okay, from September 19th, that's the date of your arrest. You have a failure to maintain financial responsibility in the operation of vehicle with expired plate. You may plead not guilty, no contest, or guilty. What do you want to do?
I'll plead no contest to that.
And then on November 28th of 2022, you also had another no insurance and expired plate.
Yes, sir. They actually wrecked that car and totaled it. I didn't know what to do about it at that time. I also had to figure out things in my job as well, since I had no car to be mobile with.
Do you want to plead not guilty, no contest, or guilty?
Let me plead no contest.
Okay. So based on your pleas of no contest, or well, let me just back up. You're saying you don't want to have a trial or hire a lawyer on any of these?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you do, or no, you don't?
Yes, I don't. No, I don't want to hire one. Sorry about that. That was for me.
No, that's really interesting. Thank you. Okay, so based on your pleas of no contest, I'll find you guilty. I'll assess those fines and court costs in each one of these cases, and I will time serve you, okay?
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that.
Thank you. You're free to leave.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Harper. How are you feeling today?
Good, and you?
Good. Have you posted bond yet on your hire charge?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you about something about that, but
You can ask me. I'm not sure I can answer it for you, but you feel free to ask me.
if it was for a protection order on the girl that I was with, is it a violation that she was with me just there last night when I got arrested?
Oh, and you had a protective order?
Yeah, she was with me for the last week or so.
That I'm going to let you probably talk to.
Yeah, stop talking about your case, please.
Okay.
That gets a little murky. But anyway, okay. So from April 21st, 2023, you have a no driver's license. Do you want to plead not guilty, no contest, or guilty?
Guilty.
Guilty? Okay. That one your time served on. Then from July 7th of 2023, you have a failure to drive in a single lane, no driver's license, and operation of vehicle with expired plate. How do you want to handle those?
Guilty.
Don't want to hire a lawyer, have a trial?
No, ma'am.
Your time served on all three of those. Then from Thursday, you have that possession of drug paraphernalia. How do you want to handle that one?
No contest.
Plead no contest. I'm going to find you guilty. Will assess fine in court cost of $531. I'll give you 2 days jail credit. Your balance will be $231. I'll release you to appear here at municipal court no later than 2 p.m. on the first business day following your release. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when do you have to be here?
First. No later than after first.
Yeah, if you get out this weekend, you have to be here Tuesday or Monday at 2. If you get out, if it takes you a little bit of time to post your bond, you have to be here Tuesday or Wednesday or whenever, you know? Yeah. The first business day after your release, you have to be here 2 p.m. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay, now listen, if for some reason you don't get out of jail, you can feel free to write to me from the jail and ask me for jail credit. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, good luck. Mr. Magnuson? Hey, Maria, will you get with Candy to talk about that twin issue?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, hey, Mr. Magnuson, how are you?
I'm good, Your Honor. How you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you, sir. You have a no insurance and a no driver's license for May 25th of 2021. How do you want to handle those?
You said 2021?
I did. From May 25th over there at the 5800 block of Southwest 45th in a 2011 Dodge Journey.
I guess that's guilty.
Okay. Based on your plea of guilty, I will find you guilty. I'm going to give you 1 day jail credit on each one of these cases. I'll assess fine and court cost of $400 on the no insurance, $260 on the no driver's license.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Your Honor, this is my first time coming to jail. I don't know what that means.
Well, let me explain it all to you then. So if you plead guilty, I'm going to find you guilty.
Okay.
Here's the deal. When you got these tickets, you should have just come to court.
I totally forgot about them. I'm not going to lie. It's 2023, miss. 2020. I totally forgot. I'm not going to lie.
That's okay. So if you come to court and talk to us about it, we could have discussed all these other great options, you know, what you could have done to try to keep this off your driving record. So, you know, you always just want to, you know, that officer probably told you had 12 days to appear here on those tickets. That's
the situation was very weird in the parking lot. I wasn't really sure how to like talk to the cop about what had happened. I mean, I have my driver's license now.
Oh, you were in a car accident. Okay.
Yeah, I was in a car accident and someone hit me, but it ended up being my fault because I had no insurance and no driver's license.
Wait, are you talking about back in May of 21?
Yeah, the Dodge Journey.
Yeah, then because you had another crash yesterday, it looks like.
Yes, ma'am. On my birthday.
Yeah. So so when you got that ticket, even though it was all bad, you had the wreck and all that, you still needed to come to court. So you could come to court and talk to the judge, and we could have talked to you about all of your different options. So now, because I'm talking to you in the jail, you know, your option was to still plead not guilty. You could come in and talk to the judge here and talk to us about, you know, what your options are. I will tell you once you let a case go to warrant, most of your options are gone. You can either have a trial or, you know, do what you just did. We give you jail credit. So you got 1 day credit because you went in at 1:15 this morning. So I'll give you 1 day jail credit.
What is
And-
one jail credit? What does that mean?
So it takes your balance. That's a great question. So right now you owe 260 plus 400. Okay. So 400 on the no insurance, 260 on the no driver's license. I will tell you, if you hadn't let those go to warrant, if you would have come in within those 12 days, those tickets would have been a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
So you always want to come in within those 12 days. So
Yes,
you
ma'am.
get 660. Well, then I'm giving you $150 credit on each case because that's the law. That's what I have to do. So I'm going to
Okay.
give you $300 credit. And so your balance is 360. Okay.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
I have to follow the law. So you're welcome. But
Well, I appreciate that because I've never done this before. I was talking to my girl on the phone, and she thought that ticket that you're speaking of, my warrants, she thought they were going to be $500 each. But since you gave me the jail credit, it's a little cheaper.
yeah, so now your balance is 360. So you're going to go see the deputy when you walk out of the room. He's going to give you a map of directions to our court. You have to be here by 2 on Monday. If you can just pay the 360, like you're not going to get a bondsman or anything, you're just done. Okay. Yeah. If you can pay the 360, just pay the 360. You don't have to come see me. Okay. And then, but pay it before 2 o'clock on Monday. If you can't pay it before 2 o'clock on Monday, or when you get out of jail, then just come see the judge at 2 o'clock and we'll set up a payment arrangement with you.
Yes, ma'am. I can pay the 360, no problem on Monday. I got you.
Yeah, just do that. Now, I'm going to tell you one more thing. Because you got a no insurance ticket, you need to make sure that, you said you've got a driver's license now. You need to make sure that DPS, they're going to probably send you a letter telling you, well, let me back up. Have you ever had a no insurance ticket?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're going to have to show them that you have insurance because
she had my girlfriend had insurance on the car, but I was driving her car. But I was not insured on the vehicle.
You're talking about on this Dodge Journey?
That one and what happened yesterday.
Okay. If you're not covered, you're not covered. The law is you have to be covered on the insurance. So it doesn't help if.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're probably going to get a notice from DPS telling you that they're probably going to suspend your license if you've had a previous conviction for no insurance. But if this is the first conviction for no insurance, they give you a freebie.
Okay.
But go ahead.
We'll just have to see, I guess, because I don't know.
Yeah. So just kind of keep up with that. You don't want to end up with a suspended license.
Yes, ma'am.
That gets messy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. So the deputy's going to give you that map. It's got that payment information on it.
So are we not going to, did they not give you my charges for last night?
No, I don't handle those. That's a different, thank you, Maria. That's a different court.
Oh, okay.
You'll see a different judge for that.
No.
Okay, yes,
absolutely not.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. I just ran out of time. There was more to that call, and it was all top notch, all of it. But I got a schedule. I do have a schedule. Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate it. If anyone has any good thumbnail suggestions or title suggestions, put them in the comments. Because I got nothing. I just put it together. I just put it together. All right. Thanks for coming out. I will see you all soon.